It's one of the legendary careers in all of football. And you're probably thinking to yourself, like, what are we talking about? Bill Belichick? We talking about Nick Saban? No. You can step right aside and make way for the great Cam McCormick, the tight end at the University of Miami, at the U, who is now coming back, as he announced yesterday, for his 9th year of college football. He was a part of the Justin Herbert signing class at Oregon back in 2016. Justin Herbert just finished his 4th year in the NFL.
He's as old as you, Jonas.
And this guy, Herbert finished his 4th year in the NFL, and this guy's coming back for his 9th of college football. I don't know whether to look at this and go, it's ridiculous in a bad way or ridiculous in a good way. But he's got to tear up South Beach.
He's the Van Wilder of college football. That's the only way you can put it, right? But so how is this possible, right? How is this possible? I'll be honest with you. I don't really know. I can start to do the math for you, okay? You typically have 5 years to play 4. That's the easiest way of describing this to people out there. So you've got 5 years of eligibility to play 4, meaning you have what's called a redshirt year. So there's 1 year where you can go ahead and not play, and that can be due to just, hey, maybe you get there, you need some time to develop, which he was part of the 2016 class. So you can assume that he didn't play in 2016 or have any stats. So that's going to be his redshirt year, okay? Then the next 4 subsequent years are your years of eligibility. So 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. Well, here's the problem. One of those years, 2019, he had a medical redshirt year. So you can get a medical redshirt when you have an injury. So that allots you now, not 5 years to play 4. Now you're at 6 years to play 4. Well, then you hear 2020. What do we all think of in 2020 happened? COVID. So that year of eligibility didn't count against anyone, whether you played or didn't play. Well, Cam McCormick played. Not really much, but he was a tight end out there. So that gets us to 7 years, right, to play 4 years of eligibility. So then 2021, 2022, 2023. Well, he had another medical redshirt, I believe, in 2021 maybe. So he was granted another year of eligibility. That gets us to 8, right? You have a redshirt, 2 medical redshirts, and a COVID year, plus your 4 years of eligibility. I have no idea because he played this past season the most he's played in his entire career next to the season before at Oregon in 2022. So he played the most football he's played in 2022, 2023. He now gets a chance to come back in 2024. And I'm assuming at some point he was granted back then another medical redshirt. Like, I guess that's how you get the 9. So I'm happy for him because of how his career's gone. He's gotten the opportunity to, play more and follow his dream and finish out his last days of playing football. That being said, this is becoming, to me, like an underlying issue of safety and health. You've got some guys who are 24 years old playing against 18-year-olds. 2 very, very stark contrasts in the development of young men. And if I'm the NCAA, like at some point you got to put your foot down and say, I can't keep granting people eligibility. It's hurting high school recruits coming in with some of the scholarships being taken up. It's hurting other players that opportunity for scholarships. So as much as I think it's incredible from the standpoint that he is the Van Wilder, if you will, of college football, it's also a bit ridiculous too. Like the NCAA at this point has no backbone. None whatsoever in regards to anything that the rules state or stipulate. They're just, you can apply, do it for the most part. They'll grant whatever to anyone.
Do you think part of them was like, what's another year? It's like, why at this point, here's one more and then this is it. We meet at this time.
I've basically heard if you have the right attorney, you can go ahead and get another year of eligibility.
If you, the player, why would you keep going? If you keep having season-ending injuries, like after the second one you have, start thinking about doing something else. There's the XFL that, they've combined or whatever, right? The whole spring league.
But it's called the UFL now.
UFL.
Yeah.
There's Canadian League. There's all kinds of different options for you out there. in terms of if you really, really, after all them injuries, want to continue to play. I mean, 9 years in, that's. I just got to say, I think that's ridiculous. Like I've seen guys come in. I mean, I always tell the story about the teammate that I had that was he was a Navy SEAL, and he was older. Like I want to say he was old. I don't even want to speculate.
He collected skulls, right?
Yeah. Well, he gave me a shrunken head.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Slates. We called him Slates.
What up, Slates?
Rick Slater. But he came in from the military and enrolled in school and was playing. Like it wasn't like he got there and was there all these years and then started playing. Like he came in out of the military and played. I could see an older dude being on your roster, which, by the way, he was a walk-on. I just don't understand how you would, as a scholarship player, continue to have that much time once your clock starts. Like it doesn't. Like all due respect, I'm sorry the kid continues to get injured, but that's here nor there. There are a lot of factors that play a part in why a kid may or may not play, and once their clock starts, their clock has started. So I mean, to grant him that many times, I think is a tad bit. 9 years in, after being there, 9 years before, like that's a tad bit. That's a tad bit ridiculous to me.
You know what would prevent him from getting injured? If he stopped playing after 3 or 4 years. Now we're at 9. He's 25. I have a question. So if he goes out on South Beach and he meets a young lady and they start talking, when he tells her I'm a football player, he can't say I play for the Hurricanes at 25
No, he says I play for
old.
Miami.
Exactly. Okay, good point. Yeah. See, all right, so there's the loophole there. No, I play for Miami. Yeah. And then you just kind of skip past, Hurricanes or Dolphins. Because if he says Hurricanes at 25, 26 years old, it's like that 40-year-old who was playing Little League World Series for Chinese Taipei. Kid was like 45 years old playing with 12-year-olds. And
smoking cigarettes.
It's not a good look. You know what I mean? So I just think that there is a loophole that you could find through all of this for him.
The only difference there is it's going to get exposed on South Beach because, a lot of dates there, they're expecting a little bit more. And that NIL money, if you're in college for 9 years, it's not going to go quite as far as the NFL money. So that's the only difference there. He's going to be like, hey,
can you? A couple dollars, he can buy rounds for everybody that's underage. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's the only advantage he has. He's better off at the college bars. If he was out like on South Beach, it'd be more like, hey, do you want to meet at 4:45 p.m. like right before happy hour? They get there, they get like the 2-for-1 special. They'd be like, well, why can't we meet at like 7:30 or 8? No. Just let's meet earlier in the night. Yeah, or day.
Okay, at 25 years old, if you guys could, if they said, all right, we'll let you hang out on campus here for another year, would you have gone back and done it at 25 years old?
Dude, here's the thing:
hang out on campus, though. What do you mean?
Well, you know what I mean. Just like
I hang out on campus now.
I felt like coming back from my senior year. I was like, all right, I'm over the college part of this. Like I'm over that. I came back for my degree because it was important to me. It was important for my family. I came back for like our aspirations and goals as a recruiting class, my teammates, the guys I was with, for my coach, for my university. Like that's why I came back. I gave it some thought after my junior year, but the reality is like I felt like I had unfinished business and I wanted an opportunity to try to go play for all that. But don't get it twisted. Like as soon as the season was over, like I was off rehabbing my knee. I was training out in Arizona. Like I wasn't at school anymore. Like I had moved on. I think I had one class that I took as an independent study because I was all basically finished and graduated. And I did a personal finance class to kind of help me, better understand everything as I was getting ready to get drafted. But I had moved on to training for everything and trying to rehab my knee.
How many classes do you have to take in order to be eligible?
Well, that's the thing as a grad student.
Right.
That's the thing as a grad student, which I assume he is after 9 years.
He better be a grad student.
He might be a damn doctor. Maybe we should start calling him Dr. McCormick at this point. He's the doctor of football. If you've been in college football for 9 years, I think someone should just give him a doctorate.
Yeah.
At this point.
Of football.
Yeah, of football.
But I'm just saying, how much, what does your work schedule have to be? Because I'm telling you right now, if I could be on campus and playing ball 9 years in and I ain't got to go to class, I'm there. Long Island's, LaVar Island's all day. I'm there. I'm there for it.
So much wiser. You know the ins and outs. You know how to get into places. You know, like you
know how to get into places.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're letting
you've had 9 years to build a relationship with everybody you're around.
Let's go.
He did transfer, but I'm just saying,
let's
3,
go
4, 5, 6 years.
Let's go live to a guy who spent many years at the Cedar Rapids Saloon. Iowa Sam, who has a thought on this.
This your guys' discussion reminds me of this scene from Tommy Boy.
Did you hear I finally graduated?
Yeah, and just a shade under a decade, too. All right.
You know, a lot of people go to college for 7 years.
I know. They're called doctors.